let's start with, guys, how do you feel like the off-season process has gone, and what were the main takeaways from your first scrimmage?
I'll start up. Off-season's been great. I think we got, probably 90% of our scoring back from last year, so we bring back a lot. We're a really experienced group. This is my fourth year, and I think this is the first year I've had where basically our entire rotation's back. So a lot of experience, a lot of connectivity in the group, and a lot of confidence we have going in. And that showed in scrimmage, I think. It's early in the year. Neither team's going to have a lot of stuff in, kind of just playing how it goes, playing with a lot of energy. But I thought we looked pretty well. A lot of things we got to work on, but I think it showed in the score and just how we played, that come off the juice of last year, but also in the hunger of last year, that we were so close but failed at the end. So just building off that and bouncing off it.
I would just say it's definitely a different feeling this year. We expect to compete at a high level, and we got a lot coming back, so it's a higher expectation. I think we look decent in the scrimmage. Obviously, some things to work on, but I think our chemistry carried us a long way, and it'll be great to see how it grows through the season.
Yeah, kind of going back on what Pearson said, it's a lot of connectivity. We got a lot of guys returning, and that helps out a lot in the off season too. Especially, we're holding each other accountable, making sure we're getting in the gym, making sure we're working out, lifting, all that good stuff. So kind of some takeaways from scrimmage, of course, like what Mike said. Like, of course, we got some stuff to work on. It's been a while since we played organized basketball, since the summer, but I think we'll get there. We got enough chemistry. We pretty much got all the pieces to have a good year this year.
Eli, these guys have talked a whole lot about the chemistry of the group, obviously a whole lot of returners, but a lot of new faces as well. How have the first-year players and incoming transfers meshed with this year's group thus far?
It being my fifth year, watching new guys come in, they've shocked us. I would say that for sure. Coming down looking from me on down to P, that's been here for his whole career. I would say the freshmen came in ready to produce. Guys ready, preparing, like they're asking us questions, they're picking our brains, they're in the gym, in and out. You just seeing stuff in them that you don't normally see in freshmen, but you can tell that they want it bad enough. And with the guys coming in, I could tell that some of them are going to be prepared, and more it's going to take time. But I feel like everybody's going to have it by the time we really get into crunch time, and we'll have a deep rotation to play.
Mike, you talk about the new level of expectation for this year's group. Can you tell us a little bit about what the standard is now for this year's team?
Well, the standard is definitely to be playing Salem Civic Center championship night. We also want to win the national championship. So if you could get out to ODAC, you have a pretty good chance to do that. So we just got to take that day by day, not look too far ahead, but just get better. And then we'll probably like what we see come that time.
Pearson, you mentioned last year's postseason run. Obviously, you guys had a lot of success going to the ODAC semifinal. What did that experience do for this year's incoming group?
Yeah, I think that was the first time a lot of us have been tested in that way. That was my first time playing at Salem. Same thing with the rest of the guys. So I just think being battle tested, it means a lot and it shows a lot. We were in a lot of close games last year. I think Coach said it was like 10 one-possession games, something like that. We were maybe like 6-4 in them. So I think we were really tested last year, and it comes this year just with the experience of it and the pain and just learning from our mistakes from last year. But also coming off, we have some guys coming in that are ready to go right away. I think last year we lacked a little depth, but this year I don't think we do. I think we're strong 10 to 12 deep. So last year we had some injuries, and if that sucked, but that happens again this year, we have the depth to fill it in and, hopefully, like Mike said, win the whole thing.
Jason, Pearson mentions injuries. Obviously, you were one of those names that went out towards the front half of the season. Can you walk us through what your rehabilitation process was like and where you feel like your body is at now?
Yeah, so at first it was heartbreaking. I talked with the coaches the day before I found out I was out, and we were pretty much planning on me to come back, ready to play, just out a little 2-week stint. But, so basically out 6 to 8 months, broken foot. So kind of like the whole off season, just physical therapy, working on strengthening that foot. I actually couldn't start really playing basketball or working out basketball-wise till about early August, late July. So kind of just, for me, I just stayed in the gym all summer, weight room, gym, physical therapy, just trying to build back that foot strength that I lost, and yeah.
Jason and Eli, obviously this is a very physical conference with a lot of dominant bigs. What's the mantra and the mindset with this year's front court?
Oh yeah, we really emphasizing the weight room. Coach Smith's down there working with us a lot. Coach Scott, we're always doing rebound and stuff in practice. We make practice as physical as possible to just kind of prepare us for that. And we kind of understand that, like, if we out physical teams, that if we be the aggressors, then that'll help us out a lot come game time.
Working with Coach Smith every day, every other day that we're in the weight room, really takes a lot. Being in that gym, staying there, and us beating up on each other. We stay in there physical. We go at it every day in practice, and it definitely it doesn't just go from one person. It goes through everybody. And once you have that energy, and I feel like as we can take on anybody, no matter who it is, no matter the rotation. I feel like everybody's prepared because we do it all together. So I feel like that allows us to be better.
Pearson and Mike, kind of in a similar vein, this is a very deep backcourt this season with Lynchburg. Where you guys feel like the backcourt is, and can you identify one or two key strengths with this year's guard?
I guess the first strength I would say is versatility. We got a lot of different guards that can do a lot of different stuff, play multiple positions. I think toughness is another word I would use. We got guards that rebound, set screens. We're just moving the ball, playing together, and that really sets the tone throughout the team.
Yeah, I like what Mike said with toughness. I think it's the backbone of our, backcourt and culture here. Starting off with Jake, Mike, and me, but then guys coming in with DJ and Jaden and Ty. They're strong freshmen, going to come in and play right away and really help us out. So I just think, like Mike said, toughness and versatility is kind of where we come from, and we have everything we need.
Is there one particular game that you guys have circled on the calendar that you're most excited for this season?
Catholic, first game of the year.
I would say Randolph-Macon, January 3rd.
Yeah, probably Roanoke. It'd be really nice to get a shot back at those guys. I felt like we let them get away twice from us. So.
I feel like we owe everybody a butt whooping, so I don't even, matter to me. It's mine against them, so they got to beat us. So that's how I feel.
Going down the line, starting with you, Eli, what are your personal goals this season?
Honestly, man, I just want to be able to lead these guys. Coming in, talking to Coach Scott since day one, since I stepped on campus, like, let's go get an ODAC championship. I'm not going to lie, every time I walk in the gym, I look up at the banner and keep seeing 2016. We need to see 2025, 2026 up there for me. That's really my goal, and just staying in the gym, really, working on my all-around game to help us to be able to get that opportunity.
Yeah, I just kind of look to be that spark, wherever, like, Coach Scott needs me or the team needs me, I'll come into the game. If they need me to score, I'll score. If they need me to play defense or get that rebound, I'll go get that rebound. Also, I feel like an energy piece, like I'm going to bring the energy every day, try to get the best out of guys, hold guys accountable. So just bringing that stuff on and off the court every single day, I feel like will help out a lot.
Yeah, I think my main goal is to just prove that I can contribute to winning, and that means playing both sides of the ball, rebounding, finding guys when they're open, not just shooting a bunch of shots all the time.
Main goal is winning. When teams have success, especially in ODAC, that's when individual accolades come about. So really just focusing on what the team needs, what the team needs me to be, whether it's being the leader, hitting shots, and then doing little things like rebounding and playing defense, and then the individual accolades will come about. But I think every one of us will say the main goal is to win a chip.
Mike, you mentioned the defense. Obviously, last year you raised some eyebrows with 230 balls in the season. How do you feel like your defense is taking that next step?
Well, I think just being older, the game kind of slows down, and just getting stronger, we're in the weight room, watching more film. You kind of put yourself at a better advantage, even if you're not the quickest or you jump the highest or run the fastest. So just knowing the game more, being in better spots, and then a lot of it comes down to pride and just buckling down. You need to stop just get it done.